The next guy that's going to join me, he's on the phone. I'm going to get him with us here in just a second. His name is Jeff Evans. Jeff is the founder of the Eikenberry Group, a leadership development firm. The work that he does is very much in line with the work that we do. He spent the last 18 years doing supporting executives through major cultural changes, transformational changes, organizational development. He's done conferences at all sorts of conferences, large-scale change conferences, organizational development conferences. He has his pilot's license. He's got more life stories than most anybody I know. He's one of the smartest guys I know. He's a close friend of mine. He lives in, I think he lives in LA now. We'll get him on the phone and we'll talk to him about that now. He did live in Santa Barbara, but I don't think he's in Santa Barbara now. Jeff Evans, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Jeff.
Oh, Jeff, can you turn down the sound on your computer? Just turn the sound. Okay. So, you live in LA now, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay. So, I'm going to give this to Guy so he can get the GuyandGroup.com up so people can see that on the screen. Jeff, you've written a couple of books. Before we go way back, you know, this is your chance to tell a story. You got any stories that are safe?
Here's what I'm telling you. It's actually. Ready? Let's see.
I'm sitting down, so go for it.
Okay. No, I was just thinking about this. You know, actually, it's been about 20 years since we first crossed paths. And down in Port Arthur, Texas. And you were in to work with the group that I was in, the training group there, with a couple of other people that you were working with at the time.
Yep.
And then we've done a lot of work in various places around there together. And I was thinking about you this morning, thinking about Orange, Texas as well, and the recreation center, and you delivering train the trainers, quality training, a number of other training instruments out there. To quite a group. And one of the things that I told a story on you recently about was a particular setting. I wonder if you still remember this, which is particular tingling sensation, where the person was describing the difference between excitement and fear. And
I remember that well, and we probably better not go there.
With that one,
but I have to say, we're talking about being at this facility at Orange, Texas, and doing all this training. Jeff, you'll smile because in my newsletter, the article that will be in the Monday, you actually will be able to see on the Remarkable Learning blog before that, is a blog post or an article, Jeff, titled "The Achilles Heel of Process Improvement," and I start the article by talking about the fact, hey, I've done this stuff, right? I've done this process improvement stuff. I've taught it. I've helped people with it, and so my mind was there in the last 24 hours as well. So it's really good to have you on the phone with me, Jeff. And Jeff, you are one of the guys that I have learned as much about change and change efforts from as anyone. Probably the single person I've learned the most from about that, and been able to help people literally around the world as a result of that. So I appreciate that. And so tell us a little bit about your first book, The 10 Tasks of Change. I know about it. I mean, I wrote a blurb for it. But tell people about that a little bit, and then tell us about the new book too, if you would.
Yeah, well, the first book, The 10 Tasks of Change, it actually came about as a set of bullets that my co-author Chuck and I were putting together to explain to clients how you would approach a large-scale change. And so it evolved from 8 tasks to 12 tasks to finally we get up to 10 tasks that were pieces of work. We expanded the bullet list over a number of change efforts over about a 10-year period. And basically just documented what we learned worked. And then, of course, there's some research behind why it worked as well. So that was the first one. It's done pretty well. Certainly gotten a lot of mileage out of the explanation. The thing that after, it's just been about 5-6 years, I was sitting and looking at my practice and the work that I've done for the last 15 or so years, and realized that about 10 times I've just worked with the leaders of change, teaching them how people change, how they change, and the value of leadership. So that documenting what worked, where it was, and then the second book, which is present. I'm most excited about just because it has to be hard.
So I'm going to go off camera, and I want you to tell us more about inspirational presence. I'm going to be right back on camera in a second, and no, I'm not going to the bathroom.
Okay. All right. So, inspirational presence. Inspirational presence is a guide basically how people connect their hearts and their minds. First, how they learn to lead themselves, how they learn to find what's important to them in life, and then learn how to put that into the world in a really big way. So that the idea is that we don't drive people to change, or you don't drive people into a new place. You as a leader actually move into that place first. Once you got the idea that you want to be there, you begin living your life, aligning your life around that vision and lifestyle. And from that inspired place, you basically beckon others to join you there. So that is the basis of it. I cover one of the basic competencies for transformation. Because leaders can lead people to do what they're already doing better, or they can lead into the more transformational way. New idea, new future. We see it